8 ways to make a conversation with anyone. Conversations are links. They make peace or war. People are enigmatic. Social interactions can decrease levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, release endorphins and oxytocin that enhances mood, stimulates your brain activity and enhancing your memory and cognitive skills. It helps develop empathy towards others, prompting overall well-being of a human being. So here we are. Today we're going to talk about 8 ways in which you can strike a conversation with anybody at all. Whomever you're meeting for the first time, you're good to go if you understand these 8 points. They are very well written. I have really put in a lot of hard work and my heart into creating this for you. And I think I have put in all my tips that I feel are very important for a conversation in this video. Please feel free to share this video with people you care about and learn together with them. It's extremely important to be mindful of what you talk. Gossiping can trigger the brain's reward system that releases dopamine, creating feelings of pleasure. But let's work on bigger goals, like finding out how their side of the world functions. Gossip is something that mostly people end up doing when they are meeting for the first time or for the nth time. It's important that you realize this, that people who gossip do not give very good first impression. It is said that the way you talk to somebody about someone else is exactly the way you're going to talk about that person with somebody else. So be careful of the way you talk about someone else in front of a person, because that is the image they're going to carry about you for the rest of their lives. Be careful, be mindful, do not gossip, rather indulge into more meaningful topics, indulge into more meaningful conversation, things that can tell you something new about a different kind of race, a different kind of place. Effective communication is not just about conveying information. It's about connecting with others and making an impact. As George Bernard Shaw once said, the single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. I'm a work from home person. I get my share of talking to strangers when I take cabs. I'll give you examples from my real stories of conversations that I had with real cab drivers. Sometimes the stories that are unveiled are pretty fascinating, and I'm going to be sharing a few of those in this video with you. What does a good conversation comprise of? A. Active listening. B. Open-ended questions. Open-ended questions are where you don't have to receive an answer in shape of A or B. Hey, you like tea or coffee? Then it's a close-ended question. The person cannot expand more on the idea, all right? If I say, hey, what do you prefer to drink? Then person is open to discussing 10 other things. But when you say, hey, you want tea or you want coffee? Then the person is restricted to these 2 options. So this is a close-ended question. Rather, ask open-ended questions, okay? Empathy is our next point for a good conversation. Be more empathetic. Understand what the other person is saying. Listen to them, not with the intent of replying, rather to listen and respond appropriately. Next is respect and open-mindedness. Be open to their ideas. Even if they say something that you were not expecting or is new for you or it contradicts with your ideas in any way, just be more open-minded. You might learn something new. Then next is clarity and conciseness. Do not speak very long sentences. Give other person a chance to speak too, and be more clear in the language that you're using. Do not use very fancy words. I don't know, people are under this wrong impression that when you use fancy words, you come across really fluent, which is not the case. You are pure fluent, or rather, let's just say that you are fluent with whatever words you use, if the words are flowing out properly without hesitation from your mouth. It counts under fluency. You don't have to use very hi-fi words. It's absolutely okay not to use them. Next is the non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication comprises of your body language, the tone, the way you're talking, the way you're using your eyes, your facial muscles and everything. That is what comes under non-verbal communication, which sometimes is said is even more important than the words that you're using. For example, just imagine I look like this and I say, yeah, you're looking good. Will you actually believe that you're looking good? Because of the way I'm speaking, look at my body language, look at my expressions. They are not aligned with the thought that you're looking good. And human beings are very apt at catching these signals. So be a little more careful. Next is the last one, turn taking. Let other person also talk. Do not make a monologue out of a dialogue. Okay? Today we will take our time to understand how a good conversation should look and how to strike one with absolutely anyone, even a stranger. So let's start with point 1 on the list, which starts with a question. How do you establish a connection? I saw a very good TED talk on this topic, and I'm gonna just quote her here. The first word, floodgates. What are those? So what you have to do is gather your enthusiasm, okay? Put in a lot of energy, put on a smile, and just say hi. Don't say hi. That is not coming across as you being energetic or enthusiastic about speaking to me. No, rather, hey, hi, like this, okay? Now, I'm mindful of the fact that country to country, it differs how people greet each other. In Canada, it's very normal to just say hi to a stranger on the road that, you're just passing by. Hi, how are you? People just usually say that to each other. But in India, that's not so common. You don't pass smiles to normal strangers on the road, right? So I do understand there is a cultural difference, but there are scenarios where you can use this point. You can actually say hi to somebody. Okay, Canada, everyone says hi. India, not so much. Difference between man and woman is also there, of course. I'm a woman. It's very easy for me to say hi to a woman. And I might, withdraw a little or think about saying a very friendly hi to a man I'm seeing for the first time on the road, right? So which is true? All those things are there. So you will have to find your comfort and get started. Check the setting of the place and then shoot. Maybe talk with the person taking your order, or a steward, or someone driving your cab, etc. Or bhaiya, theek ho. That's how I actually start many a time. Like, और भैया कैसा है सब बढ़िया? So there are stories all walking around. Imagine you're sitting in a restaurant. There is an opportunity in talking to the person who's working on the counter. Or if you are traveling in a metro, there is an opportunity to say a hello to somebody sitting next to you, or ask them a basic question and then get on with your talk. So the idea is that despite the fact that our country may not be very open to saying hellos to actual absolute strangers, it is still possible to say a hello to a few new people every day, people you come across in normal daily scenarios. Next point on the list is making a big talk. What do I mean by making big talk? What I mean is avoiding small talk. What is small talk? Aur sab kaisa hai? How are things? How's life? This is all small talk. Is everything okay? So this is all small talk. You don't really mean to ask these questions when you're asking them, right? When I say, oh, how are you doing? Do I actually want to know something about what's going on in your life? No. First 90 seconds of any conversation are very important. So just skip the small talk. Ask a really personal question. You'll be surprised how much people are willing to share if you could just say a hello and just ask. Something like, let me give you an example. So what does your name mean? Or something like, how was it the first day you landed in the city? Or how long have you lived in the city? Where is your family? Where does your family live? Since when have you, I usually talk a lot with my cab drivers. It's and generally the stories these people share is fascinating. It's amazing the way they share their stuff. I usually find a good story. So I'm very habitual of talking to my cab drivers. Not 100% times, but yes, many a time. So I often ask them, since when have you been driving? The last person that was driving me to some place, he showed me some pictures of his daughter, his son, and how he educated them very well. He was so proud of it. And I could see that pride in his, speech, the way he was talking about his children. It was so awesome to look at him when he was talking about all that stuff. Let's move to next point, which is be on the same side of something. What do I mean by that? So this is something again that I heard somewhere on the internet and I introspected and I found really helpful and I tried using it in my life. So being on the same side of something simply means that any one or two things that both of you agree on. Okay, but again, please avoid gossip. I'm from Delhi. If I say I'm from Delhi and the other person is also from Delhi, then we already have something in common. And when you have something in common, it makes the other person feel more belonged in that moment.